Hey everyone! Authenticating players securely is a fundamental requirement for modern online games. aws Cognito is an industry-standard user management service, but integrating it directly into Godot, especially using secure flows like SRP, Secure Remote Password, is notoriously difficult. Cognito requires complex cryptographic calculations on the client side, like generating secret hashes, calculating SRP values, formatting timestamps, and computing signatures. Writing these math helpers from scratch in GD script takes weeks and is prone to security bugs. That's why we created the Cognito for Godot add-on. It gives you a complete, production-ready solution covering both Amazon Cognito user pools and Amazon Cognito identity pools right inside Godot. Built specifically for GD script, it features native Godot-style APIs, so you can handle requests asynchronously using simple await keywords, paired with full Godot-style documentation. To make setting up your backend seamless, we've provided an AWS CloudFormation template in our example project that automates your entire Cognito cloud setup. Let's look at how easy it is to deploy and connect to your Godot project. First, open the AWS CloudFormation console and choose Create Stack with New Resources. Upload our template file, aws template_ugc.yaml, give your stack a name, and hit Deploy. In just a few moments, AWS automatically provisions a fully configured Cognito user pool and identity pool. Once the stack status shows Create Complete, navigate to the Outputs tab. Here, you'll find your newly generated user pool ID, app client ID, and identity pool ID. Then, open your Cognito user pool console under App Clients to show and copy your generated client secret. Now, open the included example project in Godot. Open the main configuration script or inspector settings and simply paste those four values into their corresponding fields. Your Godot client is now fully connected to your live AWS Cognito backend. What makes this add-on so practical is that it gives you simple, dedicated helper classes to handle all the heavy cryptographic math right inside GD script.
If your Cognito app client uses a client secret, simply call compute secret hash to generate the required secret hash for your requests.
For standard SRP login, call compute SRPA, format timestamp, and compute password claim signature to easily handle the challenge response flow. And for device SRP authentication, SRP helper also provides generate random password and compute password verifier to make device tracking and remember me flows completely seamless. All of these helper functions are fully exposed to GD script, giving you full control to plug them directly into your game's authentication pipeline. With these helper classes, setting up complete authentication flows right inside your game UI is straightforward. Watch as a new player signs up with their credentials, receives a verification code via email, and inputs the code in-game. In our example UI, as soon as account verification succeeds, the script immediately triggers Initiate Auth to handle the SRP challenge and auto-log the player straight into the game, as the player logs in seamlessly directly from the main menu. Under the hood, SRP helper verifies the user during the challenge response exchange without ever sending raw passwords over the wire, returning their JWT tokens, including the access token, ID token, and refresh token. If a player forgets their password, they can trigger the reset flow in-game, enter their confirmation code, and set a new password. Once the password update succeeds, the UI script automatically executes Initiate Auth with the new credentials to log them in right away. No extra manual login step needed. If you enable device tracking in Cognito IDP, use SRP helper's device functions to compute the required verifiers so your players stay logged in across game sessions securely. Once your user logs in and receives their ID token from Cognito user pools, trading that token for live AWS credentials with Cognito identity pools takes just two straightforward API calls. First, call getID using your ID token to retrieve your Cognito identity ID. Then, pass that identity into getCredentialsForIdentity to obtain temporary, scoped AWS credentials, complete with an access key, secret key, and session token. If you watched our previous video on the GameLift for Godot add-on, you know that requesting game sessions from AWS GameLift requires valid AWS credentials. By combining this Cognito add-on with our GameLift for Godot add-on, your game client can use these temporary AWS credentials to seamlessly request game sessions and join live dedicated servers.
To help you get started in minutes, we've included a complete example project in the video description below. It comes with a ready-to-use AWS CloudFormation template that automatically provisions a basic Cognito user pool and identity pool for you in AWS, plus fully configured Godot UI scenes demonstrating how to chain initiate auth for auto login after sign-up and password resets out of the box. You can pick up the Cognito for Godot add-on, download the example project and CloudFormation template, and find all documentation down in the video description. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more Godot tutorials, and share this with your team. Let us know what you think in the comments below or jump into our Discord server to tell us what you need. Thanks for watching and happy game developing.